Hello, everyone. I had eye surgery and I need to put my sunglasses on to avoid any light. What kind of too dark? So, excuse me, today I'm going to wear my sunglasses because I cannot see the light. My eyes are how you call dilated. So doctor says I need to put eyeglass, sunglasses. She gave me even the darker one, this one, the bigger one. But I think it is too dark. So I use my own sunglasses. So that's fine. But I still can see, and you can ask me any questions and share your questions. Okay. Make it. So you need everyone should unmute yourself because I cannot hear from you.
So, hello.
Yeah. So I just had the surgery yesterday.
Okay. Let me get my light.
Yeah, I hope you can share your question with me. So let's make it easier. And since I had the surgery yesterday, I was taking a rest, lying on the bed.
Yeah, sure.
Today and this morning I had to meet the doctor for post-surgery.
Oh,
Post-op.
of course.
They
Yeah.
call post-op
Yeah.
operation. So
Yeah.
I have been taking care of the eyes. So anyway, if you have any question, I can still answer you, right? So just share with me your questions. Click on share and shows the page you have questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I found chapter 8 easier than chapter 7. I think maybe because chapter 7 sets you up for chapter 8. I'm not sure, but it took me ages to get through chapter 7. But once I got that,
Chapter 8 is easier, right?
chapter 8 was
Especially if you
easier.
have TI-84. It's easy.
Yep. So I found that easier, and I'm
Hmm.
just only sort of halfway through chapter 9, which is
Okay.
making I haven't mastered it, but it's making sense to me because I can see, like, once I got the idea of that we were looking
Hmm.
for an interval and that's the confidence interval. So this, your certainty lies in the middle there, and
Hmm.
that then the hypothesis is like whether you buy it or not. Like, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
So, um,
Yes.
so this is making a little more sense to me.
Very good.
So
Yeah.
I'm finding it easier than chapter 7, but
Chapter 7.
yeah. So,
Good. Second part, our final exam only cover the
yes.
second part. Chapter
Yes.
8, chapter 9,
Okay.
and skip
Moving
chapter
on.
10
So,
and go 11, 12, 13. Actually, it's easier, only 5 chapters.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do
And
I?
the second part of the course, you can use TI-84 to do it. Is make the problem much easier to get solved.
Okay.
Try to practice with the calculator.
Yeah. I sort of need to work through the whole thing and then get the hang of the calculator. Because if I just only do the calculator, then it just disappears out of my head. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
It's
I
good
know
to
I go
write
about
down
it
the
slowly,
steps.
but
Yeah.
but
Mm.
that helps it stick in my head because then when I do it on the calculator, I understand what I'm doing. Otherwise, it's all the same, it's all sort of the same to me. And I have a lot of trouble
Mm.
recognizing what the questions are asking me.
I
You see?
see.
So if I work through the steps, I sort of
Mm.
understand, then it's easier for me to understand what the question is asking,
Mm-hmm.
because that's been my most difficult thing is looking at the question and I'm like, hmm. I don't know what they're asking me,
I
and
see.
so once I get the
Oh.
why of it or what's going on there, then I use the calculator, but I don't have a mathematical brain. I don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
being asked of me. And so I have to sort of figure out what it is that it's
Mm-hmm.
asking of me. And if I can see a picture, if I can see the steps, then when I put it in the calculator, I know what I'm putting in the calculator. I have an easier time trying to figure out,
Mm-hmm.
trying to recognize the questions, because
Okay.
that's been my hardest thing is reading the question and interpreting what it's asking
Oh, okay.
me.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
that's almost a constant struggle for me, or
So,
has been. And so,
well,
um, working the long way, which I know it's silly, but um, it helps me understand what they're asking. And
sure.
that is for me a challenge. I mean, all of it's a challenge. I'm not saying that any of this is easy for me because none of it is, um, but definitely that's been my sticking point is trying to figure out what's being asked and which
Mm-hmm.
formula to apply. So I do rather go about it the long way. But
Sure.
um, but it's much nicer to do it on the calculator.
Yeah, of course.
There's no doubt. But I do have to sort of start with the long way. And then once I feel a little confident, then I can
Mm-hmm.
switch to the calculator. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I have
That's
ADHD.
okay. Whatever works for you. And we go for that. Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So, any questions from your homework assignments? And for some people, maybe already took a test three. You have questions from test
I have
three, I can ask, I can
I
help you
haven't.
too.
Um,
Homework, I think test three will cover chapter 8, chapter 9, two chapters only.
on test three,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at it
Not
yet
yet. That's okay.
because I'm still working on nine. So
Yeah, sure.
and then I get the idea of nine.
Mm.
So
That's good. Yeah. Good idea. Get a familiar, and then take the test. It's better.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it goes into eight and nine seem to fit very nicely together. It makes sense in my
Oh,
head. So
yeah. And
yeah,
actually, 8 and 9, they are related. Okay.
yeah,
So if you understood well chapter 8, you will do better in the chapter 9.
on chapter nine. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah, of course.
um, so yeah, so that it's been pretty good so
Mm.
far. I'm not that
And
far into nine, but it just seems to be continuing a pace, and that's pretty good for me.
hmm
So
and any problem from chapter 9 homework that you would like me to go through?
yeah, on the discussion or in the if
Yeah, on the discussion, I made some example there for people to follow through. What's the hypothesis testing, the
yeah,
formal procedure? Yeah, we have about, we can summarize about the 4 steps. That way, it make it easier to remember.
yeah,
Some textbook they make 8 steps, but I think that's too long for student to remember all
yeah,
the 8. But if summarize as a 4, better. I think.
okay.
Yeah. So, do you like me to go back to the discussion questions or any problems selected from your homework?
Yeah,
Uh,
I only did the first two from
Chapter 9?
from chapter nine because
Okay.
I started and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read a little more, and I went to Khan Academy, so I'm still in the very
No,
beginning of it, so I
in
haven't
that
got
case, we can go to the chapter 9 assignment.
yeah, so
And maybe we can use yours since you already did the one too, right? Let's go to the
yep.
third one. Okay.
The third one would be the one, yeah, that's when I saw it. Okay.
Okay. Let's go to the third one. And let's use your version as an example.
Let me see if I can get there.
Sure.
Let me shrink this somehow. Sorry about this. I'm having a hard time
It's
getting out
okay.
full. Let me see on my laptop if I can get out. Here we go. All right, and now let me go here.
In the meantime, Michelle, if you find any questions, you can prepare to share too.
I'm just working on the discussion question right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just kind of following along with your example that you
Mm-hmm.
put because
Yes,
it's very similar to the question.
that's right.
So I don't really have any questions yet,
Not yet. You
but
didn't
let me
start
see
your
if I
homework yet, right?
yeah, let me pull that up too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
where are we here? If you want to go through the discussion one, that would be great.
That the one? Okay, sure.
I think it's probably the easiest than me like trying to find this and trying to share it. And
Yeah, if you couldn't find yours, that's good. But if you just open your homework assignment and
let me see if I can. I don't know how to.
assignment 3. No, assignment chapter 9.
Yeah, MO9.
Uh-huh.
But do this. I'm obviously not a techie. Well, I don't even know where everyone's gone. I don't see anything. Shit. I've just lost everyone.
That's okay. I can also open mine. I try to find out
I'm
mine,
sorry. I can't
my
even.
version. Okay.
Oh, there's everyone. Sorry about that.
Uh-huh. Trying to find out mine.
Okay, hypothesis and hypothesis.
Ah,
Oh, that's the dog.
assignment. Hypothesis testing.
No.
Maybe mine will be similar to yours.
Yeah, I just don't know how to share this. I
Okay.
don't know how to put it up and I can't figure it out.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Well,
sorry.
how about use my version? I open mine already. Or if you open your
Yeah.
chapter 9 homework assignment, homework, if you
Okay.
see, yeah, then just click on share. The uh, in the Zoom meeting, the button there's one green button called share. Just click on share. Did you find your homework assignment?
Okay, hold on. Oh my God. I
Not
got like
yet? And maybe you had to close something you already opened to give the space.
it's there, but okay, here says share, allow open system settings. Oh my goodness. Zoom. Okay. Now I have to put my password in. I don't know what
Ah, you need
password.
a password? Okay.
Nope, it won't let me do it because it's
Oh, how
recording.
about
So
just share with mine, okay?
it,
Probably very similar to yours.
mine,
Okay.
yeah, I will just use yours because my Mac, it says
Not
because
too.
it's recording, it won't let me share my screen.
Okay.
And I'm
Wait.
sure if I sat for half an hour and figured it out, I could figure it out. But I would be wasting everyone's
How
time.
about look at my version? Is
Yes.
that similar to yours?
Let me
This
see.
is my version here.
Okay, I'm gonna make it big enough for mine.
Module 09 homework hypothesis testing with one
Yes.
sample. Question 1, you already did, right?
And
Question
question 2.
2, you did
Yeah.
already.
Not
And
gonna lie, that
question
one totally guessed.
3, this is
Yeah.
the question 3. You are performing a
The
right tail test.
right-tailed test. Yeah.
If alpha is a significance level equal 0.10,
Yeah.
find the critical value to 3 decimal places.
Okay.
Do you have question like this?
Yes, it is. It's exactly like that. I
Wow,
don't think it's
great.
quite the
Okay.
same, but it is more or less the same.
Yeah, they may change the significance level, okay, but about the same. So
Yeah.
to find out this one, the best way is use your TI-84 calculator.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, you can also read from the table, but reading the table could be more challenging.
Yeah. And would that be a T table or a Z table?
G, because look at the
Okay.
question, they want you to find the
Oh,
Z
Z.
alpha, right? So when
Okay.
you see G, you are looking for
Oh,
the
I
G
see it
table.
there in the corner. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
sometimes problem will change to T, then you use a T table. Okay.
Okay.
So since this one, my version is G
Yeah.
alpha. So that means all the 10%, that the 0.10 will be our significance level, will be the tail area to find out our critical value. When they write G alpha or T alpha is looking for critical value. And the critical value is looking for where is the boundary bounding our critical value area and the other side. So to find out this one, you just need to go to your TI-84 calculator
Okie dokie.
and let me write down on the, maybe I should write down on the whiteboard here first, then I share. Okay. So to look for G and alpha, I don't have the G alpha symbol here. So I put a G small a for alpha. Okay. G alpha equal, equal. Oh, I cannot see well. Go back. Okay. Equal. Okay. So that means I'm going to draw something on the side to understand better. Make some drawing. So for the G is always related to the normal distribution with a bell curve like this. So when the problem say G alpha and it's a 10.10, so you can put it like this on the right side corner here, dividing the area. So this area here on the right tail,
I don't
this
see.
area is the one what is given as a 0.10.
Okay. I can't,
That's a 0.10. That's the alpha. Okay.
but I can only see the homework picture. I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
write down first there.
Yeah.
Then because I need the information from this.
Okay.
But then now I got the information, so it's okay. Now I'm going to click on share so you will see what I'm writing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to share. Okay. Share my whiteboard. Share. Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, there we are. Yeah.
Yeah, the bell curve. And now the alpha equal 0.10 means this. The tail area is given. Okay.
Yeah.
And problem is ask us to find out what is this G alpha. Okay. G alpha equal what? It's like this. So we are looking for what's the value here, which way will be the boundary separate this area we call significance level 10%, 0.10. Okay. That's kind of when we do the hypothesis testing, we always test with this area here. If our test statistic go beyond this critical value, come to this alpha area, we will say our evidence is very strong and we can reject no hypothesis. That's what we use all the time. Okay. But this problem is only ask you to find out what is the critical value here. So what I can do, I can use the TI-84 to find it. Okay. Because the area to the left, you can see the area to the left is how many is here? Should it be
90.
0.9?
Yeah.
Because total area is 10. It's 1.
It's
Okay.
1, yeah.
It's 1 always. So if the alpha is 0.10, then the left-hand side must be 1 minus alpha, right? So 1 minus alpha significance level. That's how we got this 0.9. Okay, 1 minus 0.10 give me the 0.9. So when I know the area to the left-hand side is 0.9, now it's easy. You just go to your calculator and I will write down here better because this I will use this to write better. Just a moment. Let me erase this first. Okay. Then I'm going to put it back and then use the T. So I'm going to write here. Okay. So to get that number, that value, I just hit the second bounce on my calculator. So I do together with you slowly, second bounce. Okay. Did you find that?
Yeah.
Then we go to the inverse norm.
Yeah.
Because G is always related to the normal curve. Okay.
Yeah.
Bell shape.
Okay.
So we want to find the inverse because
Yeah.
the problem give us the area probability first. So I will go to second bounce and select the option 3, which is the inverse norm. I need to find out the inverse of the normal distribution. So when I select the number 3, my calculator asks me what's the area to the left. Okay. If you have TI-84 newer calculator, they will pop out area to remind you. But this is the area to the left. So just type in 0.9. Okay. 0.9, the area. And the next one will ask you what's the mean. Okay. Mean.
0, right?
And mean, when they ask you G score, our mean is always 0. Okay. And standard deviation is 1. That's what we call
1.
standardized score. Okay. So I will put a 0. Okay. Then the standard deviation, I'm going to, maybe I have to write it with hand, with pencil. Let me see, can I write it? Sigma, okay. Sigma, so sigma, I will input the value as 1, put the 1, put the 1, okay. So I input the 0 and 1, then the next one is asking me what's to paste the information. So the next one is just
Are you using 0.9 because the tail is on the right?
0.9 below area to the left-hand side of the critical value. Our calculator and the table always designed the same way. It's always you have to find the area to the left to find out the corresponding critical value. Okay. So the paste is just for you to confirm. Yeah, I want to paste this one into the function. So if you click on enter, when you hit the enter, And that will bring you to the function of the inverse norm, and we'll be ready to go as, let me see my calculator, as showing they will show 0.9, comma, 0, comma, 1. Okay. And you mentioned that your TI-84 is the older version, right?
Yeah.
You have to input yourself. After you see the inverse norm, just type in 0.9, comma, 0, comma, 1.
Yeah.
Close parenthesis. Then you can do it. Then hit the enter. Okay.
Yeah.
Enter. You should get answer. That's the answer. Did you come out with the answer?
1.2815. So 1.282.
Yeah, 1.281, right? 55. Okay. And the problem said how many decimal you have to give? 3, right?
Yeah. So
we just round from here. 3
Yeah.
decimal, I need up to the 4. Okay. Then I round from here as 1.282. So that's the answer. You got it already?
So if it's asking for the z-score, we automatically know that it's a normal distribution.
Yes.
So then we just do inverse norm.
Yeah, inverse norm. And if the problem changes to the t, okay,
Okay.
t alpha, then you use the I think second vowels, number 4, inverse t.
Okay.
Yeah, you have inverse t there, right?
Yep.
TI-84 got the inverse t. TI-83 doesn't have.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's not that old. It's an 84.
It's there, right? Inverse t,
Yeah.
number 4. So that's why I suggest that everyone get the TI-84 because it's more convenient. You got everything.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the answer. That's the critical value. That means
Okay.
the score something is alpha. The answer is that number 1 point something. Okay.
Okay. That was not that hard.
No, not hard. Just needed to learn how to do it on the calculator, how you do it.
Yeah, it's recognizing what it's asking,
Yeah,
and looking for that, knowing that it's going to be, if it's asking for the z, that it's going to be normally distributed, then
normal. Basically, G is a
then that's
normal
0 and that's
distribution.
1. So yeah.
And also keep the concept, the area to the left, we need to find out. So when they give you the alpha, you need to subtract from the 1 to find out the area to the left-hand side. Okay. So you will be able to enter this 0.9.
Yeah.
On your calculator. Okay. So Michelle, did you find out any question from homework? Not yet?
Sorry, I stopped doing what I was doing and I was following along with you.
And maybe, okay. Do you have anyone you'd like to share with us?
Me?
Well, I haven't really got to most of the homework yet, so any of them would be fine with me,
Anyone,
but
right?
I don't have one specific one.
Okay, that's fine. So we can go back to maybe, let's say, next person is here. Jessica, do you have any homework question like to share with us?
No, not quite yet.
Not quite yet, huh?
No.
Okay,
Thank you,
no
though.
problem. We can just watch the example. So if we come to do yours, will be easier. And I saw David is here too. So David, do you have any questions? David?
I don't know if he's there.
David is not answering.
No.
He disappeared, right?
Hello, Dr. Lee?
There he is.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I'm
are
sorry.
here. Do you have any questions? We tried to take a walk.
No, I don't have any questions. I'm sorry I was late. I just got
No,
home
that's
from work.
okay. We just started not too long ago. And so The reason I put on my sunglasses because I just had the eye surgery yesterday, and my doctor recommended I need to put the sunglasses for these days here when I see something with bright. Can I see the bright color yet? And the computer screen is very
Yeah, it's very bright.
very bright for my eyes. So that's why I put that eyeglass on. So if no questions, I'd like to show the number 4, okay? Number 4 is very similar to number 3, my version here, okay? Let me go back to stop share the whiteboard. So I just did the one problem from the number 3, okay? This is the number 3. From chapter 9 homework, my version of the homework. And this is for looking for alpha equal 0.10, okay? It's G alpha, okay? Now I'd like to go on the second one because second one is G with alpha divided by 2. That's a little bit different here. So let's go back to C to share another one. To share homework. Share. So you can see the next one slightly different because here also looking for the critical value, but you can see the notation is different from the number 3.
So it's
Here,
both else.
you see that, right? Alpha over the 2 divided by 2. That means this critical value is for 2-tail test. And the number 3 was for 1-tail test. Okay.
Yeah.
Right tail test. Test the positive side. And number 4, 2-tail. And you also can see HA, the null hypothesis, right? HA is a proportion P not equal to, no, alternative, I'm sorry. HA is alternative hypothesis. Proportion P not equal to 87%, my version. Yours could be different percent. But important is try to show us not equal to is here. When you see not equal to appears on the alternative hypothesis, HA, we have to be alert. That's a critical value that is alpha divided by 2. The significance level alpha need to split in 2, okay, divided by 2, because we are testing 2-tail test. The result could be left-hand side or could be right-hand side. And from the beginning, we don't know. That's why when we put a not equal to, you have to assume could be greater than or could be less than. Okay, we have 2 possibility here. That's why the critical value, you need to take that alpha forever given to us and divide it by 2. Okay, so this is something easier to make a mistake. It's this one here. So I'm going to copy, maybe I copy this one. Copy the question 4 onto my whiteboard.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go. I have to pick someone up at the train station, so I'm gonna watch the
You have to
video.
go?
I
Okay.
do. I have to go pick someone up.
Okay.
So I'll rewatch
Okay.
this and follow along. Thank you.
That's okay. I will post
Thank
this one
you.
on the
Thanks,
discussion
everyone.
board. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So alpha, I have to type out because my whiteboard doesn't have that symbol of the alpha. So alpha is given as a 0.02. And we need to divide by 2, okay? You need to take alpha divide by 2. So that's why it will be 0.02 divided by 2, right? And it give us 0.01, okay? So the reason I want to share this one because alternative HA hypothesis shows a proportion not equal to, okay? Not equal to 87%. So when you see not equal to, you have to be careful to do that. Remember to do this. Not equal to. Then if the alpha one side is 0.01, then you can think of when you draw a picture here. I'm going to draw something on this. Can I draw inside? Let me try. Yeah, look like not. I had to draw outside. So now I'm going to draw a bell-shaped curve here. And this time, because the alternatives say we are testing something not equal to, okay? So you have to think, could be the right side, could be the left side, we don't know. This proportion is greater than 87 or less than 87. That's why they put a not equal to, okay? So that's why each side, you will put our alpha divided by 2. So which is a point, is a 0.01 for each side, okay? And left-hand side, tail area, you also have the same is a 0.01 area is there, okay? So after you sketch a curve like this, it makes it easier for you to think of what's the area to the left-hand side of the critical value I'm looking for here. And since we have two-tail test, so this critical value G, and you can see they use alpha over the 2 divided by 2, the symbol, right? We are looking for this one now. What is this number here? So you just focus on this one and think of the area to the left. So can you see the area to the left of this position of this critical value here? We saw the right side tail is 0.01. So what's the total area to the left? Can you figure out that?
I can't see the drawing.
Oh, I forgot to go back. Yeah. So now I was going to copy that one to whiteboard. Let me see, Control V. Yeah, I was going to copy this one to here for you to see the problem. Yeah, I forgot. Just keep on solving the problem. Okay. So now I'm going to stop share from my homework and come to share with the whiteboard. So share with the whiteboard, share. All right. So can you see my work now?
Yes, okay.
And the question 4, I copy over to the whiteboard now, okay? And this problem is very different from the number 3 because this problem say not equal to. I cannot put a not equal to symbol here. Now whiteboard doesn't provide that. So I write out not equal to. Then when the problem shows not equal to, you always remember to do this step here, okay? You need to take alpha divided by 2 and get one side. Each side actually is only 0.01, okay? So if the right tail area, this right tail area is 0.01, can you see what's the area to the left-hand side? Remember, total area is 1. If you want to find out the area to the left-hand side, remaining area, we just need to take a number 1. 1 is total area under the curve, minus 0.01. Okay, this is a decimal point here. Then we give you what? 0.99, right, everybody? Can you see this math here? The right
Yes.
area is 0.01. I want to find out the area to the left-hand side of this critical value, right? If right side is 0.01, the remaining area to the left, of course, is 0.99. That's the make one, right? Make sense? Everybody? Okay. So if you find out the area to the left is 0.99, you are ready to go. Go to your calculator and we do the same thing what I did earlier. Second vowels, inverse norm, and area, you just need to change it to 0.99, okay? So I will do the same thing, just the area, make a change, okay? Let me see, can I type again here? Okay. So you hit your calculator, the second vowels, and call the inverse norm, and enter the area to the left, 0.99. This time you need to use the 0.99. Oh, 0.99. 0.99, comma, 0, that's for the mean, and 1 for the standard deviation. When you're working with the G score is a standardized score. We always take a mean as a 0 and standard deviation as a 1. Okay. So when you close parenthesis and hit the enter, for the new TI-84 calculator, you need to hit the paste. So the information will paste to the function here, and we give you the answer right away. So let me finish my calculator here. My calculator, I need to change it to 0.99. Just add one more 9. 01 paste, and to the function, I got the answer, 2.326 something. If you work together with me, you should get some same number, 2.3263. This is the problem said we want the 3 decimal, so I will pick up the 4 decimal. Then from here, I round off the 3 decimal. So it'd be 2.326. That will be the answer. Okay. So for problem 4, you just need to remember it's a two-tail test. Alpha needed divided by 2. Okay. So you will find the area to the left correctly. Any questions? No questions? Okay. No questions. Let's see. Any other problem you'd like me to share with you? Question 5 is asking you to find the p-value, but the problem did not providing test did not provide test statistic, the simple information here, and just give you the test statistic directly. G equal 1.561. I need to go back to copy this one over. So you know what I'm talking about here. So I need to go to copy question 5. Because this is a different type of the question again. Maybe I copy one more to the question 6. So I will bring to the whiteboard now. Okay, so you should see question 5 now, right? Question 5 and question 6. Did you
Yes.
see that, everybody? Question
Yes.
5, question 6. Okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. Question 5, you can see there's no information from the sample. So usually when we conducting our hypothesis testing, probably should provide sample mean or sample proportion for us to do the work. But this one, they skip that, but already give us test statistic. So we have test statistic, okay? So you are going to base on this information from test statistic. Okay. So at least I saw something here saying that this is right tail test. Okay. So if right tail test, that means we only need to find the right side only. Okay. So Paul says right tailed test with the test statistical result G equal 1.561, right? And ask you to find the p-value, okay? So how can I find the p-value from here? Well, you can use the calculator to do it as well, okay? But we need to understand the concept, right? What's the p-value first? So I'm going to draw a picture here to show you what's the p-value, okay? What's the p-value? That's what problem is asking. So you always can schedule a curve. And since the problem related to the G, right? So you will draw a normal curve again. And the problem mentioned this is right tail test. So if this is right tail test, we only care about the right side only, okay? Right side only. So you can set up this this test statistic. This is the value they give us a test statistic, TS, okay? TS is a G, he used the G equal, right? This point here is a 1.561. Okay. So what's the p-value? That's the most important concept is testing us here. P-value is the area beyond the point of the test statistic here. So you're looking for this, the right side area here. And to the end, to the infinity, we don't know how far we go, okay? So however, when you see the p-value, it's asking you to find the area to the right side of the test statistic. Test statistic is evidence from the sample. However, sample give to us, and we find out the sample evidence stop at this point here. G equal 1.61. So the probability could bring this one to the extreme of the value we call p-value. Beyond this point to the right side, that's what we call p-value. So p-value is the area beyond the point of the test statistic to the extreme of the curve. That's how statistics defined here. It's the probability could the test statistic go more or not. Okay. So they ask us, what's the value of this? So how can I find this since we don't have the sample data, right? So what do we do? Same thing. I think you can use second vowels. Okay. I'll type it here for you. Second vowels. Okay. Second vowels and pick up the right function for us. Second vowels. And this time we need to pick up the normal CDF because CG value, okay? When the problem uses the G, it's all related to the normal distribution. So I pick up the normal CDF. Now, remember, normal CDF, this function will help us to find the area from the low bound to the upper bound, from the small limit to the large limit, what we had to go, okay? So what I always think about the definition of the p-value is beyond the point of the test statistic here. So problem give to me is 1.561. The boundary is 1.561 is here. So just type in 1.561, okay, to the interval of the normal CDF, then comma to the end of the curve. We don't know how far to stop, but just put a bigger number, 9999, okay, and close parenthesis, then hit the enter. So the calculator will help us to compute the area of this. So after you hit the enter, you should get the answer already. I'm going to hit my function, and low bound is this number, 1.561. And upper bound will be to the infinite as large as possible. And the mean probably didn't say original mean, so we just use 0 and 1. Okay, paste, enter, enter. I come out 0.05996. Actually, or more, because the problem wanted a 4 decimal. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal. Then from here, I will round off to 4 decimal. So it is 0.0593. Okay, and you can stop. But this is for one tail only. Be careful with this problem. We have to see it's 2 tail, 1 tail, right? But the beginning problem said this is right tail test. So that means we only care about the right side only. So we did already. That's it. Okay. So the p-value is 0.0593. If this is a 2 tail test, okay, we test something not equal to something, then when you find the 1 tail area, you need to multiply by 2 for the left hand side as well. But for this problem, it's a right tail test. That's it. That's the answer. Okay. So this up to the question 5, it's better use a TI-84 calculator to help you out. Okay, because it's much easier and simple. Otherwise, you have to read it from the table, and table does not provide all the answer there. Okay, like the G-score equal 1.56. The traditional table only give us 2 decimal only up to the 1.56, maybe you can find something. So you have to do the approximation. And this is the online computerized test. The programmer already pre-programmed the exact answer. There's no approximation here. So to get it right, you better use a technology to do it. And as I suggested, use a TI-83 or 84 calculator. You should be able to get the answer correctly. Put it there and get it right. Okay. So today, I will help you up to the question 5. And because up to the question 5 is more like you need some knowledge how to use a calculator correctly, and the concept for the significance level. When they give you alpha only, or alpha divided by 2, you need to distinguish their difference. So the difference I show you already with the example. And also we did one problem, p-value, without the raw data or sample data, okay, sample information. We only got the result from the test statistic, but you still can do it. Just use your graphing calculator, you can get it. Remember, from put the lower bound to the upper bound, okay, that they can estimate the area for us. And the area is the probability. And p-value is one of the probability. It's probability that we could bring the sample evidence to the extreme of the value, that the area we call p-value. So beyond the point of the test statistic, that's what we call p-value, okay? All right. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Yeah. I did ask you today, Kiara, right? Kiara, do you have any questions?
No, you answered everything already for me.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's good to answer the question part you needed to know. Yeah, I think this chapter, starting problem 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, sometimes you need to use a TI calculator. It's easier to get done. And like problem 5, the table is limited. Okay, as I said, I can look at my table here. They only give us up to the 4 decimal, no, two decimal of the G score only. Traditional way only 2. But today we use technology. We use a calculator. We use a computer software. That's why now the problem is getting more with more than 2 decimal here. So for this type of the problem, we just the best is to use your TI calculator to get done. Okay. And much simpler and easier to get out once you learn the step how to do it. So you need to prepare your note for your next test 3, right? Test 3 is all covers chapter 8, chapter 9. And if you use a TI calculator and you say sometimes I forgotten, you just write down, take a note, okay? That if I need to find out p-value without the raw data, what I do is put for the second vowels normal CDF for the G, right? And for the T, you have to look for another one, I think. You also have here in your calculator second vowels. For the T value, if they give you the T, you will go to the T CDF, okay? T distribution and use a CDF. CDF is to help us to calculate the area, the probability, okay? And the principle is always the same. You need to enter what's the smallest value we need to ask a calculator to compute the area for us, comma, the largest value, okay? And if you go to the end of the right side, you just put a 9999, okay, 49. If you have to go to the left-hand side, the end of the infinity, put a negative 9999, okay? Then no problem. You can do either way, okay? Right side, left side. But usually, if you do the right side first, then you multiply by 2, will give you the two-tail test p-value. But that's just some problem rare. They could ask you like this. Usually, problem should provide what's the sample proportion, what's the sample mean, and ask you to compute the test statistic and p-value, right? But if they ask you that way, I will go to my calculator and go to stat and go to tests. When you go to the last one, test, there's a G test. If sigma population standard deviation is given, I will just use a G test, right? G test. And T test is for population sigma is not given. When the problem only give me the sample standard deviation small x, then I use a T test. That's a big difference between here only. So G test, T test. Similarly to the chapter 8, G interval, T interval, depending on our population standard deviation is given or not, okay? So I also put an important note at our discussions board on the top of the discussion forum. Important note I always put there. So you should read that or take a note from there to prepare for your chapter 3 test. Or chapter 3 test, you still have time to do it, right? I think. But chapter by chapter, prepare your note. It's good. So when the time comes, you don't rush through and forgetting something important. And final exam. So you need to put it chapter by chapter. So by the end of the last chapter is chapter 13. You have all the notes ready for you to use for your final exam. Okay. All right. So today we will stop here, and I hope by next week my eyes will heal better because the surgery just done yesterday, so I'm still afraid of the lighting, very much of the lighting. That's why I had to put the sunglasses on. Okay, so see you next week.
Thank
Hope
you.
you
Get
heal
better.
fast, Dr. Lee.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.